Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just planting up a few containers and I'm going to be doing some landscape planting as well and fixing the fountain, which isn't broken, but I need to get it set up for the year. All right, let me show you what I got. So these are the 4 hanging baskets that I used last year. They got so huge. I got the hanging baskets at the dollar store and filled them with Miracle-Gro, and then these are the petunias that I'm putting in. Now, I did this last year and these performed beautifully. However, these ones are bigger than the ones that I got last year. And a couple other plants that I have some Royal Velvet Supertunias. I have some smaller ones over there. So I think I'm gonna focus on using these first. This is a Supertunia Vista called Silverberry. I'm gonna be planting these in front of the fountain because they get huge, so they'll make a nice ground cover. And I have some Ruby Slipper Coleus, a red dahlia, some gomphrena. I have a couple African daisies, and then these are actually a perennial. They're called Forever Red Heucheras. And I'm not sure where I'm going to be using these, but these are Blew My Mind Evolvulus. I think I said that okay. So I'm going to be trying something new. Last year I did the biotone and I did water-soluble fertilizer every year, but I'm going to try putting this in just the hanging baskets to see what happens. I am going to be putting the biotone in as well. So we're just going to compare, and then I will be using the water-soluble fertilizer every week as well. We're just going to test it and see what happens. So I think what I'm going to start with is planting the hanging baskets first. Okay, so I just got them all planted and I used 3 per pot. As you can see, the way the hanger is, I kind of put them in the direction so they would spill over some more. So let's go get these hung. Okay, so I have these 2 bird posts that I put in a few years ago, and I put hooks on each side. So we got 2 hanging baskets there, and believe it or not, by the time these are done growing, they will be they get massive. They actually combined into one. So that's why I decided to do the really red again instead of a different one. So who knows, maybe next year I'll change that out, but the other pole is right up there. All right, now let's move on to the next pot. Okay, so this is the soil from last year, so I fluffed it up a little bit and put some biotone and a whole packet of that fertilizer stuff in there. So I'm gonna mix that in. I'm gonna put the dahlia in the center, and then I'm gonna go in with 5 of the Royal Velvet petunias. Aren't those beautiful? Look at that. That's so vibrant. And then of course I have a climbing rose back here. It's a David Austin rose, so it will be growing soon. But I'm doing 5 because I want to put one in the center, because last year I had a dahlia in there, and I also had some kind of bell-shaped flower, and I only did 4. I wish I would have done 5, so this year we're doing 5. All right, let's get this one planted. Okay, and this one's all finished, and yeah, there's a lot of room in between all these plants now, but I can tell you, I had my first experience with dahlias last year and it got massive. It actually filled this whole pot. It was actually choking out the blue flowers. So hopefully this one stays a little bit smaller. I cannot wait to see this fill in. And then of course it will drape over the edge. So all right, the next couple pots are going to be kind of mono. I'm going to be putting some of the really red petunias in them, doing the same amendments with the biotone and the continuous release plant food. Now I should say, on the back of this packet there are recommended There are recommended instructions on here. I have not been following them. I'm just like putting in a little bit and seeing what's happening. So we'll see what goes on with this stuff. Okay, so these pots look a little sad because, well, there are just 2 plants in there, but I can tell you from experience last year, these will completely cover these containers. So you don't need a whole lot of plants to start off with. You just got to be patient, and patience will save you money. Just keep that in mind. Let me show you the other one. So I just have this one tucked into this corner garden here. Again, just 2. We will not be able to see this by the end of summer. Now on to the next container. Okay, so that was interesting. Apparently I only bought 3 of these blew my mind plants, but I kind of like this layout a little bit better. So last year I had these pots flanking this door, and I had petunias that completely like covered the sidewalk there. So I think this is going to be nice because this is kind of an upright, this is an upright, and then this will be the spiller. So I'm going to direct these to where they are. Say the door is right here. These will not impede in your walkway. So if you haven't caught on yet, I am going with a red, white, and blue theme. Okay, so now we're over by the water fountain, and last year I planted some red coneflowers. As you can see, they are coming back. However, the lavender, I don't know what happened. Actually, I think I do, but I think it was a water issue because this is a fairly dry spot and this one is coming back fine. So what I did was I ordered some of these Forever Red heucheras. So I'm going to be replacing the lavender with those. I think they'll be fine because they're a little bit more shallow rooted, so they're not going to be like drowning because this is a wet spot. So I get them in these containers online. I actually cut them out of here because I don't know. I feel like it kind of stunts their growth a little bit. I had lamb's ear that I cut out of these and it grew massive. So I'm going to be cleaning the fountain, which actually isn't going to take that long. I just have to put the plug back in it and then fill it with water and it'll be good to go. So I'm going to put the Forever Red heucheras where the lavender was, and then I'm going to plant the Supertunia Vista Silverberry in the front. Now, these are a Vista in the Supertunia line, and they get massive. Like, the height of this is 12 to 24 inches. Let's look at the spread. Okay, the spread is about 18 inches. So these will fill in no time. So I have 5 of these, I have 6 of these. So I'm just going to get the fountain up and running and then we will start planting. Okay, so I got the lavender dug out and there was 7 here. I only have 6 of these heucheras, so I think what I'm going to do is not go back this far. We'll probably go there. And then just kind of like do the swoop to probably there. We'll see. These get kind of big. And then we have all of this planting room. Now I'm keeping the daffodils, or I'm keeping the tulips up for a little while because, well, they are still beautiful. I did get the fountain up and running. I do have to put that back plate back on it. So now it's time to plant. Okay, so the heucheras are planted. Now I have the Supertunia, Vista, Silverberry all lined up. And I think by the end of the summer, these are going to touch. Now, it looks a little crowded right now, but you have to remember the tulips are almost done. Their time with us is almost spent. So now I'm just going to plant these, and then I have one more container that I have to do. Okay, so this area is all finished. I got everything mulched. I did have to fill in the holes where the lavender was, but I really love how this looks actually, since these are perennial. I love how these look with these tulips. They're all kind of in the same color family. And the Supertunia Vista Silverberries will fill in very quickly. I didn't go too close over here because I do have a YG leg growing here, so I wanted to give it some space. So let's move on to the last container. Okay, so right by the corner of the house, I have this welcome sign, and I have, this was an old, I guess, machine washing, or parts washer or something. I don't know. I felt it was soil. So what I have here is, I have a red slipper coleus, another one of the Blew My Mind flowers, and then two of the Supertunia Royal Velvets. So I already have the biotone in there. I'm going to sprinkle some of the slow release or continuous release fertilizer in there, and I will finish this up, and then I got to water everything in. Okay guys, I am officially done with, I think, pretty much most of my annual planting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I did enough stuff to where it was versatile. You can adapt what I've done today and maybe do it in your own garden. I did kind of a lot of scenarios, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.